Okay, so apologies for the video quality. Internet's not good today. This is my response to Russell Brand. My response, where he's responding to the charges. Okay, let's go.
Hello. Firstly, thank you for these incredible and overwhelming messages of support.
Good. Yep.
We're very fortunate in a way to live in a time where there's so little trust in the British government. We're very
Okay, so you're saying like we're lucky to be living in a time with so little trust in the government and stuff. Obviously, like a little trust in the government's not a good thing for like a country. It means the government's untrustworthy and the people don't trust the government. It's like disharmony. But I don't think he's talking about we as in, say, the British citizens. He's talking about we as in his group, like his supporters. He's sort of saying, not to put words in his mouth, but it's like their charges, allegations. It's come out at a good time for us, as in his group, where people are less likely to trust it. Let's start again.
support. We're very fortunate in a way to live in a time where there's so little trust in the British government. We're very
We, as in his group or his followers, right?
fortunate, I suppose, that this is happening at a time where we know that the law has become a kind of weapon to be used against people, institutions, and sometimes entire nations that will not accept and tolerate levels of corruption that are unprecedented. I'm speaking.
I mean, yeah, like law's always been kind of used for that, and there is corruption in the world, always has been. I'm still not sure what this has really got to do with the charges.
People, institutions, and sometimes entire nations that will not accept and tolerate levels of corruption that are unprecedented. I'm speaking particularly to those of you that are watching this in the UK. How do you feel about your legal system right?
Well, I'm not in the UK, but I'm from the UK, and yeah, the legal system's like not that great, to be fair. But again, like, what's this got to do with your case? I sort of I think when it comes to like really big cases, where there's a lot of spotlights and lots of eyes on it, like such as your upcoming case, I don't think they could like. It'd be difficult to like fudge it without people seeing.
Now, how do you feel about some of the high-profile cases that are not being pursued and prosecuted? How do you feel that the
This is sort of true. Like cases will be pursued when there's like an interest in it, you know, for sure. And I believe it's been kind of shown in the past that people get protected for a while, right?
Southport murders were handled? How do you feel about
Hang on, Southport. Let's just go. We're talking about Southport murder now.
it? How do you feel that the Southport murders were handled? How do you feel about the government of Keir Starmer? Now, that's just sort of general context. Me,
It's general context, but I don't see how that's got too much to do with the actual charges, like laid. I believe in innocent until proven guilty, though, and I hope you get your time in court, because then I believe with all the eyes of the world watching, if this case is bullshit, you'll be able to prove it.
I've always told you guys that when I was young and single, before I had my wife and family, who were just out of shot over there, my beautiful children, I was a fool, man. I was a fool before I lived in the light of the Lord. I was a drug addict, a sex addict, and an imbecile. But what I never was a rapist. I've never engaged in non-consensual activity. I pray that you can see that by looking in my eyes. I want to thank all of you.
And I'll be honest, like, I believe in innocent until proven guilty, and I've been a bit of a fence sitter with this whole Russell Brand thing, but he lost me when he said, like, I hope you can tell by looking into my eyes. That's something I've seen very sketchy people in my life do. Like, look into my eyes more. It's more, not saying he's doing this, but generally it's like a, I believe it, or like, I believe it enough for you to believe it. It's completely irrelevant as to whether something happened or not. Do you know what I mean? Like, so as soon as I saw that, I was just like, I'm kind of not on Team Brand anymore, but innocent until proven guilty for sure. Let's just go back and look at this, look into my eyes thing. Some people who have had similar experiences in life with similar people, not saying similar people to him, but you know, what he could be, you'll recognize this shit.
I told you guys that when I was young and single, before I had my wife and family, with just that shot over there, my beautiful children, I was a fool, man. I was a fool before I lived in the light of the Lord. I was a drug addict, a sex addict, and an imbecile. But what I never was a rapist. I've never engaged in non-consensual activity. I pray that you can see that by looking in my eyes. I want to thank all of you for your continuing support. I want to let you know that our show will be on Rumble on Monday. Thanks for your support there. And of course, I'm now going to have the opportunity to defend these charges in court, and I'm incredibly grateful.
And that's great. This is your chance to clear your name, I guess. And I hope you do go to court. As in, like, you don't just go to a country with like a non-extradition thing and say it's all like a big fix. Because I don't think it could all be a big fix with such a high-profile case. I mean, I might be wrong, you know. I just want to go and look into his eyes just one more time. Let's look into his eyes. Hang on.
When I was young and single, before I had my wife and family, with just that shot over there, my beautiful children, I was a fool, man. I was a fool before I lived in the light of the Lord.
Yeah, like, living in the light of the Lord's great and shit. Like, I don't know. My idea is like, you know, like, the Lord forgives and stuff. But I don't remember any idea about, like, you don't get the consequences of what you do while you're here.
I was a drug addict, a sex addict, and an imbecile. But what I never was a rapist. I've never engaged in non-consensual activity.
And I hope so. And also, like, I hope, there's one thing that's like, you just said before, like, he was, like a drug addict and high as fuck or whatever often, and a sex addict. I mean, like, when you're off your fucking face, man, you can do some crazy shit and not even remember it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not just not saying you did anything, but like, if you're like off your face all the time and you're fucking all the time, sometimes it could get a bit sketchy, especially if the women you're fucking around with are also like off the faces all the time. It could be some blurred lines there and shit, is what I'm saying.
I pray that you can see that by looking in my eyes. I want to thank all of you for your continuing support. I want to let you know that our show will be on Rumble. Before I lived in the light of the Lord.
I can't zoom in, but can we do slow motion? Maybe we can do slow motion. It's fucking short, you can't do slow motion. I thought like it'd be slow motion, look into his eyes, you know?
I was a drug addict, a sex addict, and an imbecile. But what I never was a rapist. I've never engaged in non-consensual activity. I pray that you can see that by looking in my eyes.
You can pray that I see that by looking in your eyes, but you're looking through a camera. I'm sorry, I can't like make that decision just by looking in your eyes through a camera, and I've just got bad experiences with people who say this kind of shit when they're actually looking really into your eyes, as opposed to like looking at a camera makes it kind of more sketchy.
Thank all of you for your continuing support. I want to let you know that our show will be on Rumble on Monday. Thanks for your support there. And of course, I'm now going to have the opportunity to defend these charges in court, and I'm incredibly
Let's do that.
Grateful for that. In the meantime, you lot, stay free, and we will be continuing to discuss this matter. Praise the Lord.
Yes, praise the Lord.